people. Yes. I'm so glad to see you guys here today. The purpose of this community relationship engagement was to let the community know that we had some revitalization that's going on. We registered 1307 Jefferson Avenue to turn it into a holistic care center. We also had some intel to bring back the seniors daycare center, day center, back to Jefferson Avenue, and also offer an after-school program for our children. Today I found out that Ellicott Development has they have overridden my business proposal and certification to turn it into a dispensary. So Jefferson Avenue will have a dispensary over at 1307 Jefferson Avenue and not the holistic care center. But, no, because I say and means goodness, but means earn. So, and we have been offered additional space, a better location, still on the east side, on East Delavan. So, it's more space, more opportunity available for us to run each individual entity that we have and still have our day center for the seniors and the after-school program for the children. Now, I have brought a very special guest today. There are injustices that still happen in our world, we know that. But we are here to make sure that these injustices don't continue to happen in our community, in our family, and in our world. Mr. LaVon Jones was 9 years old and fourth grader, very excited about school, loved drawing, knew he was an artist. Because you know, when you got gifts and you gonna show them off. Sometimes adults, sometimes evil people try to burden you down so that you don't show nothing. But he kept his faith, and there was a restaurant and building contest in 1972 in Rochester, New York, with the Rochester City School District. LaVon Jones, fourth grade student, he won the contest. Ain't that about something? Talk about it. He won the contest, but he knew he was going to win. Okay? That's how confident he was. At 9, he won the contest, got the trip to Burger King. Aww, that's so nice. Moving forward, here go 3 years pass by. I'm 12 years old now. The building that I designed this building, and now I see a building being erected just like I designed. Who did this? Who did this? Who did it? Does anybody know? LaVon know. His mother know. His brothers know.
Yo, this is LaVon Jones and 4th. Who lied? You lied. 4th of July. They really lied. So I'm here with family, and you see, my mother is not gonna lie for me. My aunt is not gonna lie for me. So we're here to let you know that I really won. And if people don't want to face it, if people don't want to acknowledge what's going on, don't worry, because right now, where I'm at with Rochester, it's up. It's really up. So I like to thank everybody who supported me and know from day one, who LaVon Jones is. I won, a winner, a real winner. So,
Okay, I'm Patricia Evans. I'm LaVon Jones' first cousin. I remember when he drew the picture when he was a little boy, and we were so proud of him, knowing how good he can draw. And then the next 4 to 5 years, we see the building has been established, and he got no credit for it. And the city he and everyone else is getting away with too much. And this needs to be handled because it's taking things away from people that deserve what they should have. Being a child and being taken advantage of is not right. Thank you.
God gave him that for him. And I told him, I said, look, use the honor. I said, God gave you that. He said, yeah, I know.
And then for him to be 9 years old and win the contest.
9 years old, he win the contest at number 22. Because him and his brother come running in the house. He said, I win, Mama. She did. He said, yeah, but she gonna take me to McDonald's or something. I told her, really? He said, but I did the drawing and I win.
And then they built the building in 1976. Y'all.
I'm through now.
Kendrick Span.
How do you know LaVon Jones? How do you know LaVon Jones?
LaVon Jones is my nephew. 1968. So about 2 years ago. Willie,
And do you remember him designing the building?
I remember him. He designed a suit that I graduated from Stone Street. Graduated from my beauty salon.
All right, baby.
He made the suit, Italian suit, and he is at that time was a clothing designer, and clothing was over New York State and California.
They already see something.
Anyway, when I met Willie LaVon, maybe he was maybe 2, 3. And
I'm co-pastor Elizabeth Kendricks, and I'm here on behalf of my sister Viola Hugh and my nephew LaVon. I've excited to tell his auntie about this building. So him and I were sitting down talking one day, and I'm riding around down there, and I saw him talking.
And you remember I designed it when I was 9 years old?
Yep, he was 9 years old. Well, we born and raised in Mississippi, a place that I had to like, but I didn't. So we was there for quite a while, and we all decided to leave, and we all came here, and this is our home. We're here. So by the help of God, we all made it. We made it very, very good. Everything we did it good. We got jobs, we got homes, we got cars, and we got more kids. So we did a good thing. And we were happy, and we still happy. Thank God for our life. This is my baby here. Don't leave me. They're my baby sister. And that's my
I
husband.
met his wife. I came 1966, 2 years after his wife. 2 years later, I met my lovely wife, Elizabeth. And
No, look, I-N-T-E.
my
I-N-T.
first love. And
Yup.
52
Thank you,
years and a
Auntie.
half.
Yup.
And our children.
And this
had-
one right here, LaVon, he looked like my dad.
Everybody
Just
says that.
like him.
Every time I wear a hat,
Look just like him.
I always get that, and it's not a bad thing because my grandfather is the reason why all of us are living. Because if he didn't do what he did in Mississippi, we wouldn't be here in Rochester today. So that let people know the history of Mississippi, that like all black men was not bowing down and cowering down to what was going on, to the oppression and the Jim Crow that was happening.
And my grandfather, born 1885, and
Yes, you can go read Miss Elizabeth.
And I came here at the age of 19, running against the wind. There was no future in South Carolina.
I made you care.
Gilmore.
And how are you related to Levon?
I've been knowing Levon for years, and Levon is a drawer and everything else. Believe me when I tell you.
So you do remember when Levon drew designed the building?
Yes.
One person who, like, as a child, never forgot that I did that, and I can always go back to like keep my sanity. To say, Aunt Carol, you remember when I designed that building? And it's not one time where she said, in my old age, I forgot.
Yes, that's right. People do
Thank
that stuff.
Yeah.
They don't want to know nothing.
Exactly, because my teacher, who was the teacher that was a black teacher who was the aide, she don't even remember me drawing the building. She was the one who took me to Burger King for the contest.
Wow.
So like, but yeah, my Aunt Carol remembers. So yeah, I won.
Thank you, Aunt Carol.
You're welcome. I gotta go put this in.
Thank you so much.
How do you know Levon?
You got the Hummer?
How do you know Levon?
Because I rode past the house the other day, I didn't see it. I was like, you had like 5 cars up in the driveway.
His family knew, but Rochester, New York State, did you know? Yeah, you know. You hit it. And we have him here to tell his story and also to show his story. Because that's how intelligent and gifted he is, will be, always.
I'd like to thank Reverend Marquisha. It wouldn't be possible without her for me to be here. And she's been like on this travel. I was having a court case coming up for this incident, and I got in touch with her on internet, and she seen the case and she reached out to me, and I guess it touched her in such a way that like she told me that she would even come down and come to my court case, because I didn't have anyone that was in the courtroom with me. If I didn't have no one in the courtroom, it would have been my word against their words. But she was there, and I always appreciate her for what she did for me. The only thing I get mad at her because she's not around enough. I want her around all the time. I need to talk to you. I want need to compare notes. This is what's going on. But like I said, she's been very divine. And I'm Levon Jones. One thing about me, a lot of people don't know, I was born in Mississippi. I never was ashamed of being from Mississippi. I never tried to act like I was from New York when we moved to New York. We moved there like when I was like at five or 6 years old. I remember the first day when we got to Rochester, we pulled up downtown, Sidley's, like in the winter day. I had never seen snow before, being from Mississippi. And it was so cold, and I remember telling my mother, I don't like this place. And my mother like, shut up. You told me you don't like this place. I'm like, I didn't like it because of the cold, but I didn't know that also the nature of the place too would also be like contribute a why I didn't like the place. So, and I'm gonna show you a picture. This is one of the reasons who I am responsible for us being able to come off the porch, being able to move around like how we move around. This man right here, this man is Willie Gilmore. That was my mother's father. Willie Gilmore was like a type of man that like, his one thing that he used to say was, I don't play. and like when I was a kid, I was like, what do you mean you don't play? Like I'm a kid, like, yo, grandpa, what do you mean you don't play? He's like, I don't play. Not like he was a mean man. He would dance. He played harmonica. He played with B.B. King. He knew B.B. King as Riley Key. My grandmother used to cook food for him and my grandfather. And my grandfather had the chance to go with him, to go on tour with him, but my grandfather wouldn't leave. Because at the time, Mississippi was very volatile towards blacks, so my grandfather wouldn't leave. That's the type of man that he was. So my grandfather told me stories in Mississippi that like didn't concur with what other people were saying about people from Mississippi. My grandfather served on the chain gang for shooting a white man. My grandfather told me the story. This is the story he told me, that he was, a gang of guys grabbed him up, tied him in a cocoa sack, tied his hands behind his back, and threw him over the Mississippi bridge. And my grandfather said, I used to have long hair, and I had razor blades in my hair. And my grandfather said, I took my hands and came from under him, brought my hands up, got the razor blades out, cut the ropes and cut the bags, and swam back up to the top. He said when he went into town, he said the men were sitting there drinking. They were like drinking, and he said he walked up on them with 2 German Lugers, and that was the last thing that they seen. So that's the type of man that my grandfather was. So like my grandfather like gave me the sense of like what a man was, and also that like that how elders were so important to like telling my story of me being able to be who I am, because then my mother made the initiative to get me out of Mississippi because she did not want me to go through the things that she seen her father go through. Because my mother, I used to hear my mother tell me, at the age of 3, she used to pick cotton. She used to drag the bags along the line at 3 years old, picking cotton. And that was something that I just couldn't understand. I was like, wow, like how you 3 years old and you're not in school? So that right there, just like I could never like dawn or like get a grasp on that. But so yeah, that's just to give you a little story of where I'm from, so that like you don't see me in my suit or my talk and think that I'm just a city slicker. I came from what my mother told me was slavery. My mother made me understood that like that like we did this. We couldn't go to school because we had to pick cotton to be able to pay for our food and a place to stay. So like, and then she's like, my mother's like, I work so that you don't have to work. My mother always told me that. So my mother got us here out of Mississippi and got us to Rochester, New York, and I think it had to be like in '68, and that was right after the riots. So like me coming to Rochester, like I was very green. I stuttered, people would say I talk country. I didn't really fit in. I was always like different. But like the one thing that like I excelled in, that my mother would always tell people that like, yo, my son's an artist. He's always been an artist. At 7 years old, my mother knew. I had bought like statues. They were like clay statues of some angels, and they were all white. You know, ceramics, when you buy them, they'd never painted or colored. So I took like fingernail polish and painted them black and made them like they were black angels. And my mother was just blown away, like, man, this boy is an artist at 7. So I always had the gift of like just like being able to sit down with a piece of paper and out of my imagination and just like come up with certain things. And all the other kids that were like into like teaching and stuff like that. My favorite program there was Good Times. Who's seen Good Times? Oh, good. And now I'm actually, if I already, yeah. Now if I told you the answer already, don't answer, but like, I'm actually, Jimmy J.J. Walker, what was he? What was he?
You talking about the oldest son?
Yeah. What was he?
Dynamite?
Yeah, Kid Dynamite.
Yeah.
Other than Dynamite, what else was he? Thank you. Thank you. So, and that was in '70s, the 1970s. So like I was very influenced by this cat, and he wasn't even an artist, he was just an actor.
Right.
The guy who did the work is called Sugar Shack. And that same, remember the picture with the long arms that used to, and the artist's name is Ernie Barnes. And that's the picture that whenever you seen Good Time come on, you would see that picture. Eddie Murphy bought that picture from Marvin Gaye estate for $58,000. And guess he sold a copy for how much? $16 million for that copy. For a copy of it. So that was just something that burned that image. Every time seeing that image, when the show goes on and goes off, that was always inspiring to me. That like I thought Jimmy J.J. Walker was the greatest artist in the world. So like, but I never knew that it was done by Ernie Barnes, a famous painter. So, and then another thing that I was inspired by when I was little was the Jetsons. The Jetsons was like one of my favorite cartoons. Me and my brother would fight or either argue, or what I would do was I would trade my TV, my cereal to be able to watch the Jetsons in Good Time. Yeah. So I would give any food that I had that I would trade them. Because what we did was like systematically, we would have like, okay, you get this night to watch what you want, you get this night to watch what you want. So like to be able to watch the Jetsons in the Good Time, I give away cereal and different stuff. So here, this guy right here, Stafford Development, William Shue. This is where it all started from. He came to City School District, Ronald Goldberg, who was the head of City School District in 1972, and he came with the idea to like solicit all fourth graders for a design for a building and restaurant. And like the only prize that would be given was a trip to the grand opening of Burger King, which is opening in Midtown Plaza. If you're not from Rochester or if you've been in Rochester, you'll know what Midtown is. It's not there anymore. So it started with him. This guy came and he's building development. So that, they couldn't get anything from an architect. So like, I guess they wanted to use his. So it went to Ronald Goldberg, City School District. He was head of City School District. So him and William E. Shue came together, and he gave William E. Shue the power to be able to use all fourth graders within the City School District to like solicit them for drawing. And then takes us to high school. 1972, I was 9 years old, and I went to this school right here, number 20 school. That school is no longer there. They changed the name because like what they did was change the name and change all the what's called to like protect like the guilty. So number 20 school, and then my teacher was Mary Shane. Now, 9 years old, how do I remember all of this? How did I not forget all of this? Do you remember who your fourth grade teacher? Anybody can tell me what the name of their fourth grade teacher? Miss Murphy. See? Some people can, some people can't, right? Because like certain things that leaves an impression on you, you won't forget. So, okay. Mary Shank was the teacher of fourth grade. Okay, me. Nine-year-old black kid, fourth grade, number 20 school. That's me, LeVon Jones. I was 9 years old, like full of ambition. Like yo, teacher used to say, like I got the papers from school. Teacher used to say, he's a good student, but just one thing, he's always drawing on his desk. He's always handing in paperwork, his homework. He got drawings all over. It's like, but he's a good student though. He works best by himself. So that's me, ninth grade. So the day when they had the contest, it was something that like, I knew that like that was my area. I was ready. Okay. Dolores Buckner, teacher's aide, had a crush on her. She was like a soul-trained dancer. I couldn't wait for the teacher to get sick. And for her to come. I mean, every time that I knew the teacher was gonna get sick, she was coming. I remember her, had a crush on her. She was the one that took me to Burger King because when I won the contest, because the white teacher couldn't walk down the street in 1972, the little black girl would take me to Burger King. See, you can't make it up. Okay. So when I win the contest, what is the prize? The prize was a trip to Burger King. That's all that they offer for me. If I'm the designer of this artwork and for this building, who's gonna take credit for it if I don't get the credit? Somebody's gonna get a free ticket. Somebody's gonna get something that's handed to them that they didn't even did. So 3 guys, Corrigan, Ballister, and Leeper. When, you can Google on your phone Wikipedia, and you'll see that they had their name as the architect or as the designer. They had them as the architect, but when I started pursuing this, they just said that they were the architect and not the designer. They had them as the original designer. Because when you look at Corrigan, Ballister, and Leeper, you'll find out. I went looking for them, trying to find out anything that they did and who they were, about their company, and I couldn't find anything. So it took me up in 10 years ago for me to decide that okay, break it apart, do it separate. So when I broke it apart, I found out Corrigan was Jack Corrigan, Corrigan Architect. Let me show you what he's doing now. Let me show you some of the buildings, some of the work that's the one that they have in Atlanta. This is another one that they have in Chicago. So Corrigan is like an architect that's out of Texas and then Ballister, he's out of Rochester. He was a Navy, he got his architect through the Navy. He's Ballister out of Rochester. Corrigan, Ballister, and then, okay, when I went to go try to find out who Leeper was, Leeper didn't exist. Wasn't no such person as Leeper. So it was just a fictitious name that they put together to be able to to hide. If anyone ever came after them, you would never be able to find them. So there's no Corrigan, Ballister, and Leeper. It's only Corrigan, Ballister, Jack Corrigan, and Al Ballister, no Leeper. And then 1976, we had the Change the Scene restaurant. Change the Scene. The name itself, Change the Scene. Subliminally. Change. We're going to change the name. We're going to change the scene. We're going to change who's responsible. We're going to change everything around. No one, when this building came out, you can Google it. No one, there was no person who took responsible that said that I'm the architect of this building. I'm the designer of this fine, spectacular building. Everyone was saying that it was a spaceship. You can see it's a hamburger. Only anybody can tell you what it is the person that designed it. I can tell you it's a hamburger because when I drew it, you see the bun at the bottom and the bun at the top. And the windows going all the way around, it's the hamburger in the middle. And then the elevator is like the Jetson. You remember Jetson when he comes up, he comes all the way up and then he lands right into place. So that was my whole concept of that. Elevator coming up on the side and with the hamburger. And when I drew it, it was in this angle. Just like if you go to Rochester, the building doesn't sit adjacent like the rest of the building. It sits in this angle. So when I drew it, I made sure that it'd be in 3D. Because if I drew it this way, it would be flat. So I wanted to shorten the angle so that it made a 3D angle. So, okay, 1976, they built the building. They win People's Choice Award. They win all types of award. 1976 is the grand opening. No mention of Levant. They have all types of grand openings, announcements, and everything. And no mention of me. Okay. This guy right here. This is Michael D'Angeli. He was the architect that was in on the building. He got greedy. He tried to take it, he wanted to be the planner, the architect, he wanted to be everything. So they had to get rid of him because he was doing too much. And then also, this guy went over to Iran and tried to build the building there. He took the building all the way to Iran and tried to build it over there, and it didn't happen there. So he was kicked out of our style. So long story, but I hope that does that make clear of what happened and the players and how I came in contact. When people say, how did you did they steal your design? It wasn't like I had to tell them over and over that the design was not stolen because everything was done within city school district. No consent form. They had to ask as if this was just a regular routine that was going on through school where the kids are drawing a drawing and you hand it in like it was exciting. But no one told me that they were gonna make billions of dollars. They told me that a building was gonna be built if I won the contest. I knew that, but I thought that they would at least give me credit. They would acknowledge me, the grand opening. I would be there. My name would be somewhere on the building. But after '76, no more. I didn't hear anything else about it. No more announcement or I wasn't even brought up in the equation. And just in case, that's a self-portrait that I did of myself. So if anybody questions, am I an artist? That's my work. So I paint and I draw, and I always been skilled. I still paint and draw. So, and before we go into the film, I just want to just show you. There she is. There she is. This person right here. Like I said, if she wouldn't have came to court, I mean, if you see what we had to go through and what the extent that they went through to try to to get away from, they did everything except to say that you're lying. You didn't design the building. This person right here designed the building, and you better stop saying it, because if I say I designed the Apple and I ain't designed Apple, what Apple gonna do? Apple gonna shut me down. You better you say it again. Oh, you got something about you designed Apple when you didn't? We knocking on your door. Nobody's knocked on my door. Nobody's came to me. If I was not sincere, where's the countersuit? I haven't been countersued. Nobody came in saying that he's lying or slander. None of this. 5 years and all this has been going on. So without further ado, I'm going to show you my film. And the film is called I Won. And the reason why I called it I Won is subliminal. It's subliminal. It's a subliminal shot because people say, yo, you got proof? You got the original drawing? If you had this and have this. No, I am the proof. I'm the one who's making a claim. I already won. There's nothing else to prove. If I say I won, someone come and tell me that I didn't win. Someone say yo, you're lying. We can prove right here that that you didn't go to number 20 school, your teacher wasn't Mary Shane, there was never no contest. But see, they relied on it. They knew that that people would believe that a 9-year-old, leave him with the burden of proof, and being a black man, that no, who's gonna believe you? So they're yo, go right ahead. So without further ado, I'm gonna show you the film, how everything took place.
I was named after my mother's father and brother. His name was Levon. At the age of 9, I made an impact on the world, then was forced into obscurity. Slavery system taught me to have a hatred at a very young age. I remember my mother telling me she wasn't able to go to school because she had to pick cottons in the fields of Mississippi. At 9, I couldn't believe the world was so unfair and unbalanced. All I could see was a little girl at the age of 3 picking cotton. She had a 3rd grade education. She was my mother. She was very special and dear to me. She had mother wit and will to win. When I went to kindergarten, I could spell my name, knew my telephone number, where I live, ABC, and I could count to 100. She taught me everything she knew before I went to kindergarten. So I was very smart, was very shy, and an introvert because I didn't understand the people. I was always in another world, the art world. I also enjoyed basketball. Oldest brother Jimmy was my hero. I would always try to imitate his jump shot. He would tell me to flick my wrist. It was a while before I got strong enough that I was able to. I would watch my brother play till the lights went on. That was the sign that we better be in the house because it just got dark. My brother Willie was 1 year older than me. He was also my best friend. We both loved to dance. At a party, mother would make us dance and the rest of the kids would watch us. I always knew Willie was a better dancer. Even with sickle cell, he was full of life. Everyone loved Willie, and I was right along with him.
City School District, Ronald Goldberg's office.
Mr. Goldberg, please. Ron, hi. How are you doing? Great. Good to hear it. I've got an idea been running around my brain, and I thought it's something that you'd be interested in, something that would be great for both of us. And I was wondering if you'd have some time to come down to my office to discuss it with me. Oh, pretty much any time works for me. Just call my secretary and set up an appointment sometime. Maybe next week would be good. Great, thanks. Bye.
Up to the box. I will fight any kids my age. me a run for my money. Kenny Johnson. I got some of my fighting spirits from my mother. She was skilled in the art of fighting. Never understood school. I was always wondering, why are all these stories that the teacher told, Cinderella, Three Little Bears, Rapunzel, etc. I never seen me in one of those stories.
Hey, what are you sleeping for? I know, but you know what? You got a few more hours to go. We might get to go outside, you can have some lunch, okay? So just open your eyes, sit up straight, take a deep breath, all right? We're in this together, okay? Okay, good.
So I was always drawing or daydreaming about people who look like me. Some days the teacher's aide would be in the class. Her name was Miss Buckner.
Hi, so long class. My name is Miss Buckner. I'm going to be your teacher today. Miss Shake is not here because she's sick.
I think that was my very first crush. She was my second black teacher. Miss Riley was my first black teacher. She was older and I had mad respect for her. Well, Miss Buckner looked like she could be a soul-trained dancer. I was always in another world. The art world.
Hi, Henry. How are you today? How are you?
I'm Ron Goldberg. I'm here to see Mr. X.
Let me see if he's available.
Okay.
Hi, Mr. X. Yeah, there is Ronald Goldberg here to see you right now. Oh, okay. I'll send him in right away. Thanks.
Goldberg.
Hey, Ronald, how are you? Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I've been looking at developing a project down in 12 Corners in the city.
Well, it's a good location for a business venture. What does that have to do with me? My business is a high school.
Well, actually, I need your help.
My help. I don't quite understand.
Well, I was thinking it would be a great idea to have fourth graders submit design drawings of their own of what my restaurant would look like. We can get some pretty interesting ideas from that, and we have a contest in the winter. We'll get to go to Burger King when they open.
I like that idea. Great project for the kids and great press for the school.
Thanks very much for meeting with me.
Well, thank you.
Mary Shank was my fourth grade teacher. I remember her black hair and the gray streaks. She wore red lipstick and pearl necklaces. She chewed gum and she would always lick her fingers before touching the papers. I always pondered why she did that. I never forget that day when she made an announcement.
Settle down, class. I have an announcement to make. There's going to be a contest for the best drawing of a building and a restaurant.
First time my interest in school went up.
And the winner will be the guest at the grand opening at the Burger King in Midtown Plaza.
Miss Shank passed out that yellow thick paper. I couldn't wait for the bell to ring. drawing. So go back downstairs. I returned back to school the next day. I handed Miss Shank the drawing, and it was back to school business as usual.
We don't doodle in class. We pay attention to our books and papers, okay? Did you get your homework done?
No.
Did you have breakfast?
No.
Well, you know what? Just get back to work, get your work done, and I might have a treat for you, okay?
Yeah.
You think you can do that?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, cool. All right.
Faye, could you ask the rest of the team to come into the boardroom, please? Thanks.
Hello, honey. How are you? Stop yelling. I've been real busy at the office, you know that. I'll make it up to you. And we'll spend more time together, but I'm going through thousands of drawings for the design of this building. And I'm getting pressure from the developers, and that could be a problem. So you gotta be more understanding. I'm doing the best I can with limited resources. Several people left the firm, and it's making it more difficult. So I'm going through the drawings right now, one at a time. And that's going to take a while. But I'll be home, I'll make it up to you. I promise. We'll go to dinner at your favorite place, Tornado's. I know how much you love it there. I'm not liking these drawings at all that I've seen so far. Looks like children design these and drew them. This one looks like a stove with cabinets. It's hard to find good people. All right. Oh my God! I think I found it. This is impossible. This drawing is so much better than all the others. It's ridiculous. The building at the top, it's a spaceship, like a UFO. And it's on the very top of the building. I can't tell just how big the building is going to be, but this is just the scale. Honey, we're going to make a fortune off of this. Hey, wait a minute. We got one problem. This has been signed by someone, LeVon Jones. Well, we're going to have to change this somehow and take this name off, because I'm taking credit for it, and we'll be on Easy Street because the developer will be ecstatic when he sees this. This is an amazing design. I can't believe a 9-year-old kid did this. But it's all about me. So I'll call you back as soon as I'm done, and I'll make it all up to you. I promise, baby. You got it. Goodbye.
2 weeks went by and I wasn't even thinking about the contest. Then it happened.
Class, I have an announcement to make. The winner of the contest is LeVon Jones.
Sat there in the daze thinking, I won. Then it hit me. What did I win? Took to Burger King. My mother took us out to eat at Carol's every time we went to the dentist by Bullhead Plaza. Then once again, it was back to school business.
Now, please take out your social studies books and turn to page 134.
Here to see Mr. Corrigan.
Mr. Corrigan, Mr. X is here to see you.
Oh, he's here? Send him right in. Thank you.
Okay. Go right ahead.
1976 was the grand opening for the Changing Scene restaurant. I remember the announcement on WDKX. I thought for sure I would be mentioned. Much to my surprise, I wasn't. I was not invited to the grand opening. It made me look at the world different.
Can you imagine looking at something you made and not be given your credit?
Your credit and recognition.
And when you tell people you design a building, everyone thinks you are insane.
Everyone thinks you are insane.
It really affected my art, my self-esteem, my will to accept what had happened to me as a minor at school, where I thought I was safe and free from abuse. I understand the saying, America eats its young. Sometimes they walk outside the rules. That's how they got their win. Still, I won.
First Federal Plaza is a high-rise building located in Rochester, New York. Construction of the First Federal Plaza began in April 1974 and was completed in the spring of 1976. It is the fifth tallest building in Rochester, standing 309 feet at 21 stories. Allegedly, it was designed by Corrigan, Ballard Store, and Leeper in 1976. Corrigan, Ballard Store, and Leeper won the People's Choice Award sponsored by the Rochester chapter of the American Institute of Architects in 1977. RFL Architects Partners initially collaborated with Corrigan, Ballard Store, and Leeper on projects such as First Federal Building, They're listed as an active firm that has only one listed involvement in the First Federal Building. The building is known for its circular top, which is used to be a 7,000 square foot revolving restaurant called Changing Scenes that closed in 1990, and the rotating mechanism was dismantled. The space was rented out by local Rochester attorney Christina Ogila until she was disbarred over allegations of deceitful conduct.
They wanna see you lose up. They wanna see you lose. Hey. Some just wanna see you lose. Some just wanna see you get confused. Some just wanna see you get bruised and abused. They wanted me to lose it, Lord. But still, I want maybe they wanted me to lose it, But still, I want maybe they wanted me to lose it, Lord. But still, I want maybe they wanted me to lose. No. For real, I want. Hey. At the end, my glory was diverted, and my story wiped out dead. A voice says to me, don't you cry, Madrid. Spread your wings and fly like better. At the end, my glory was diverted, and my story wiped out dead. A voice says to me, don't you cry, Madrid. Spread your wings and fly. Maybe they wanted me to lose, yeah. But still, I want maybe they wanted me to lose. For real, I want maybe they wanted me to lose it. But still, I want maybe they wanted me to lose. Hey, for real, I want. For real, I want. But still, I want. Oh Lord, but still, I want. For real, I want. It was a big surprise, under my nose and in front of my eyes. Before I could realize, I've been pushed aside far and wide. It was a big surprise, under my nose and in front of my eyes. Before I could realize.